Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is from Gaudi Mahalla Panjwa, Bani of the Fifth Guru in Rag Gaudi. And the recitation is as follows. Gaudi Mahalla Panjwa, Jog Jugat Aio Gur Moko Satgur Sabad Bujhayo Rahao. Naukhand Prithami is tan meh raveya, Nimakh namaskar. Dikhya gur ki mundra kani, Dridya ek nirankara. Panch chele mil bhaye ikattara, Ek sakai vas kiye. 10 bairagan आज्ञाकारी, तब निर्मल जोगी थिए. परम जराए चराई विभूता, पंथ एक कर पेखया. सहज सुख सो कीनी भुगता, जो ठाकुर मस्तक लिखया. जह पाओ नहीं तहाँ आसन बाध्यो, सिंगी अनहत बाणी. तत् विचार डंडा कर राखियो, जुगत नाम मन पाणी. ऐसा जोगी वड भागी पेटै, माया के बंधन काटै. सेवा पूज करो तिस मूरत की, नानक तिस पग चाटै. ऐसा जोगी वड भागी पेटै, माया के बंधन काटै. सेवा पूज करो तिस मूरत की, नानक तिस पग चाटै. What we see here in this Shabad is Guru Arjan reiterating essentially the message that we have reflected on in stanzas 28 through 31 of Jap Bani. In those stanzas, Guru Nanak was addressing the Nath yogis. And we know for a fact that during the time of Guru Nanak, the philosophy and outlook of the yogis was extremely influential and was perhaps also very attractive to the populace because it drew the Guru into extended contact with them, and he had several conversations recorded in the Guru Granth Sahib. So here, the contrast between the Jugat, because Guru Arjan is saying, Jog Jugat Aio Gur Moko Satguru Sabad Bujhayo, that I have come to the Guru to understand and discover the method of Jog. Jog here is a very specific term. It is used generically for spiritual growth, spiritual formation in practically all systems within the Indian traditions, meaning thereby that the goal is union with the self, because there is this underlying assumption that there is a fragmentation in the mind, and that fragmentation that fracture has to be healed. Union. So Jog is the ultimate end. So Guru Arjan, when he says that I have learnt the art of union, Jog, from the Guru, he's contrasting it with the way of the yogis. So the lifestyle of the yogis, we should remember, was characterized by detachment from the world, and also characterized by severe asceticism and individualism. They moved about in groups, and during that time there were 14 such groups that were prominent, the most prominent of these being the so-called I Panthi, which from all evidence that we have, Guru Nanak had extensive contact with. Now these yogis went about begging for alms door to door, usually with a begging bowl called the pat, and a bag slung over their shoulder to collect food, large earrings, bodies smeared with ashes, wearing a loose-patched coat, kinta, and walking with a staff in their hand called a dada. So the Gurus have used that lifestyle as a backdrop to contrast it with the way of the Guru. Essentially, the fundamental difference is that the Gurus are reiterating inner qualities, what the inner qualities of an awakened mind are. So let's see how Guru Arjan here is explaining that. So he's begun by saying, Jog Jugat sun Aio Gur te. I've come to the Guru, and the Guru unraveled the mystery of union to me. Moko Sadguru Sab Bujhaya. Bujhaya is not cognitive understanding, it is intuitive. So the Guru helped me develop this sense of discernment on how to do this. The first thing that the Guru taught me is, Nau Khand Prithami is Tanamhe Ravya, Nimakha Namaskar. Dikhya Gur ki Mundara Kani Dridya Ek Nirankara. Very significant to remember that the first thing that the Master, the Guru, is teaching us is that the Creator, Naukhand Prithvi, is Tanameh Ravya, that the Creator of the 9 regions of reality, because this is a belief that reality has 9 planes. That's not really important here, but the idea is that the Creator of the universe is present in the body, that the human body reflects the structure of the cosmic macrocosm. As above, so below. Nimak Namaskar. Worship that Creator. Namaskar is salutation. And within the Nath yogis, the salutation was Ades, as you know from the Pauris in Japji. It was to the head of the monastery, if you will, the mutt, where these yogis assembled on the outskirts of any society. They were never mainstream. So that salutation was reserved for the head of the monastery, the Nath. But Guruji is saying that salutation should be reserved for the real Nath, who is the Creator. So therefore, and we just mentioned that they walked around with their ears pierced with earrings. So the Guru is saying, Dikhya Gur ki Mundara Kani, wear the earrings of Gur wisdom and bring your awareness, Dridya Ek Nirankara, to that formless one. And then, Panch Chelle Mil Bhay Ekatra Ekas Ke Vasaki, the 5 tendencies, meaning the tendency to vice. And there are 5 vices that are identified in Gurbani: lust, greed, anger. These are 3 of the 5 that I can recall off the top of my head. The other 2 are eluding me. But the idea is that we have these tendencies: Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ankar, attachment and self-pride. You have to bring these under control. Bhay ekatra ekas ke vas is to be under the control of the mind, because the mind is considered to be an extension of the senses. And then there's Das Bairagan Agyakari, the 10 sensory organs. In the Indian systems, again, there is this belief about senses of perception and the senses through which the output to the world goes. So there are 10 in number. So all of our senses, in other words, must become obedient and dispassionate. So here the Guru is talking about self-discipline as being essential on this path. And then Paramajaraye Chirai Bibhuta, the ashes that the Siddhas smeared their body with to signify renunciation of the world. What the Guru is saying, burn delusion, and the ash should be the mark that you wear as having discerned oneness. That is how. So that you live in a state of sahaj sukh, sukhi nipukta. That becomes your sustenance. The state of spontaneous naturalness, ease. And most importantly, Jo Thakur Mastak Lekhya, acceptance, contentment. Further down, Jeh Pau Nahi Taha Asan Bandeo. Adopt the posture of fearlessness. Singi Anhatabani, and they also blew a conch. And that sound was meant to gather the Siddhas in the morning, but the Guru is saying the sound should be sabad. That is what you should hear. Tat bichar danda kara rakhyo. We talked about how they walked around with a stick, a staff. Make that tat bichar. Tat is essence. And bichar, of course, is thought or understanding. So make your understanding of the self, of the Creator, with which to support yourself. And intuitive awareness, the method to achieve that knowledge. Jugat naam mane pani. So they go hand in hand. Aisa jogi vadbhagi pete maya ko bandhan karte. So by great fortune is such a yogi found who is free from bondage of Maya. Maya, of course, is the matrix of creation of the world of time and space. And we know that it is the distorting factor. It distorts your view of the world. And that is what causes us to go in these circles. That delusion has to be broken. And Guru Nanak says in the end, through Guru Arjan, Seva puj karon tis murat ki. Murat is a form. So it's referring to such an immaculate yogi. I would submit myself. Nanak tis pag chate. Pag chate literally means to lick somebody's feet. But we know what it means here. It's a metaphor for saying that I would lap up whatever knowledge I can get from such an immaculate yogi. So it's all about the mind. On that note, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.